What's up, guys? We're here in episode 14 of Rams franchise here in Madden 26 franchise mode. In today's episode, we are taking on our first offseason of the franchise. Very excited today. And first off, we're going to check out the Pro Bowl rosters, see if we have anyone that made the Pro Bowl. Don't see anyone on offense yet. We got Tutu Atwell in there. Okay. And Puka Nacua is in there as well. So they both had pretty good seasons. We need to check out the stats. We'll do that in a second. Before we get into the video today, guys, just want to thank everyone. We just hit 100 subscribers on the channel a few days ago. So thank all of you guys for the support. If you're new, go check out the channel. Click that subscribe button, like the video today, and let's get into the video. So we got a couple of guys on offense. It's not bad at all. And it looks like it's just, oh, you know what? Omar Speights has made a Pro Bowl. That is what we like to see. Second-year player out of LSU. We put a lot of faith in him. We're going to have him for the future, and he is showing why he deserves to be a part of this team in the long term. Omar Speights, a really deserved Pro Bowl in his first season in the franchise with us. Well, I mean, my first season playing with him, but he earned that for sure. And then really doesn't seem like we had anyone else. Yeah, no kick returners, punt returners there. So we're going to get quickly into the offseason here. It is... I don't even know who it is. We'll head to the Super Bowl. We can see who's in the Super Bowl. It is Buccaneers-Ravens in the Super Bowl. We're just going to go ahead and sim right through it. All right, 2025 season recap. Patrick Mahomes wins the NFL MVP. Brian Callahan from the Titans is Coach of the Year. Did not have a Rookie of the Year on either side. Greg Russo wins Defensive Player of the Year. Ladd McConkey, Offensive Player of the Year. Ashton Jeanty, love him, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Love to see that. Looks like the Ravens take down the Bucs 31-29. Lamar Jackson wins Super Bowl MVP. And this is where we get our big update on the quarterback position for the offseason and how our offseason is going to go. Did Matthew Stafford retire? Is he coming back for another season? We're going to go in here and take a look. A lot of Vikings retired. Oh, my goodness. So we'll come down here. I'm very nervous. And he is not retired yet. And Cam Jordan made his way to the Raiders. Okay. So DJ Humphries retired. He was only on a one-year contract anyway. That's fine. But Matthew Stafford looks like he'll be coming back for another season with us, which could be huge in the development of a potential rookie that we draft. All right, so we had talked about it. It actually went up. Deontay Banks' fifth-year option is $20 million. If we decline it, he will need an extension. And I had talked about how I wanted to accept it, but for $20 million, I don't think I see the value in it. We are going to go ahead and reject it, and then we are going to go ahead and negotiate. Yeah, you can already see it's 35.8 over 4 years instead of $20 million for 1 year. So the value is going to be there if we can get him on a contract extension, midway through next season, depending on how he plays, or do we potentially move him for more draft capital? It just depends. Kobe Durant will not be back. I don't really want him. He doesn't want to be here. A normal dev at 28 years old, only a 77 overall. Really just not someone that's going to be on the future of this team. Nate Landman won't be back. He was hurt all year long. Omar Speights really stepped up and kind of took over the linebacking core from him. Not many guys. A lot of these guys we brought in to fill out roster spots and really just don't need any of them. So we're going to let everyone else walk here, and I think that we'll just go into free agency in the draft looking to add as many pieces as possible. Okay, so Matthew Stafford does have the mentor and franchise quarterback tags. You can see he's down from an 87 to an 84 overall already in the offseason. So, we're going to have to add a quarterback no matter what. We only have two, and I don't want to keep Stetson Bennett next season as a 63 overall backup in case Stafford does go down. If it's Will Donald, he will probably more than likely sit behind Stafford for at least part of the season. If Stafford struggles, we can throw it in the rookie and see how he does. But for now, we can check out the free agent class for this season, and it's not really that much. Now, a guy like Nick Bonito is a difference maker as far as being a pass rusher. He is a dominant pass rusher, but I don't want to invest that money in a player like that. I'm looking more to the offensive line here. If we can find any offensive lineman that would be good, I think we can, make it work with them. Really at tackle or left tackle, at least there's no one that I would be interested in. A lot of these guys, they're just not, contract-wise, it's going to be too much for me. And we can find younger players around the same overall that'll just be as good. So I think for now, offensive line we're not going to worry about. Kind of similarly to the offensive line, the defensive line I'm not concerned about. We have, Ty Hamilton up the middle, who is a young player for us. We have Jared Verse and Byron Young on the outside of the defensive line. So I'm just not really too concerned about it. Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk in there as well. Ty Hamilton will have a big presence in this team next season. We can go in here and check out the stats for him this season. As a rookie, 3 sacks, 7 TFLs in limited playing time, really. I don't know if it shows snaps on here after the season's over. It does not. But yeah, really solid first year from him. He has the future starter tag. 3 sacks as a rookie D tackle that's third on the depth chart is fantastic. I'm very happy with it. Turning to where can we improve that it's going to be cheap enough. Mike linebacker, definitely. There is a scenario where we could move Devin Lloyd to Mike linebacker, so Omar Spates is the full-time starter at will linebacker. Corner is an area of improvement. If we get Jalen Sherwood in the draft, that kind of wraps things up there. And then safety is pretty much set. I think Cam Curl and Quentin Lake are good at strong safety. At free safety, obviously, Cameron Kinchins, the young player out of Miami, is going to be with us for a while. So while the defense was not the best, I don't think it's a spot where we need to kind of press too much into getting players and overpaying. The defense is good. It's just young and needs to develop a little bit. So linebacker is really the key. Adding a corner either in the draft or free agency. And then the offensive line is going to need some work. Ulrich Jackson can be good, but an 81 overall and 28 years old, there's really no more development that's going to happen with him. So need to look into upgrading him soon. Steve Avila out of TCU. It will be his 4th season at 26 and 80 overall. He's good. We'll keep him for now. Bo Limmer out of Arkansas, a younger player, 77 overall. He's continuing to get better. I believe we started Coleman Shelton last year. Don't think Coleman Shelton will be starting this year, though. He might not even be on the team because there is a decent bit of savings if we were to release him. And then at right guard, Kevin Dotson is going to continue to play well. He'll be on the team as far as I'm concerned. He will start at right guard. At right tackle, have no one right now. So offensive line, the tackle positions, and then probably left guard are going to be our biggest concern. The tackle positions and center are going to be our biggest concern. But Bo Limmer could take over at center and be fine for us. As far as skill positions go on offense, running back is set. I don't need to draft another running back. We have Jarquez Hunter in here. Didn't get a lot of touches in the running game this season. Actually, I don't know if he got any. But Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, they are the main 2 backs on the team. They will get all of the carries. Don't need a fullback. At receiver, I would love to upgrade. Jordan Whittington is a good 3rd option, but the depth behind him is lacking, and only being a 74 overall at 25 years old, how much more development really is there? So Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua are fantastic for us, but need to upgrade at wide receiver. At tight end, Joshua Tafoya would make a big difference. We lost Jordan Akins. We lost Colby Parkinson in free agency. Terrence Ferguson can be good, but he's a normal dev 72 overall, so there is some room for improvement there. So really, skill positions on offense, the offensive line and linebacker, other than quarterback, are going to be the big positional needs for us. All right, looking at the corners on the market, I think Keyshawn Nixon can be a good player for us. If anything, he'll be a good return man, which is definitely something we need to improve on. Jarquez Hunter fumbled a lot last season. KJ Osborne came in about halfway through the year at the trade deadline, took over some of the return duties, but Keyshawn Nixon is an all-pro return man, and he is cheap. I think we can get him on this deal right here, $5.5 million over 1 season. That's really all I want to do in free agency as far as corners. Deron Bland obviously would be amazing, but he doesn't want to be here, and it's so expensive. So not really too concerned about doing that type of deal. At safety, there's nothing I even want to consider. Don't need long snapper. At quarterback, though, I do want to look into bringing in a backup. And they're all fairly expensive. I understand that. So it might be a scenario where we look at someone a little bit lower overall, but someone that, maybe like a Malik Willis is, $7.5 million over 2 seasons. Not the worst contract, not the best contract, but we're going to look to bring someone in, and I think we might just attempt to bring in Malik Willis on a 1-year deal and just lower the money a lot, because he's not going to get any offers. Can we just do a $2.2 million deal here for Malik Willis? We're going to check that out, see if he'll accept that. At wide receiver, really no one I want to consider bringing in now. I think wide receiver is going to be a need in the draft. Maybe Treylon Burks, but it's not too expensive of a deal. Let's go ahead and lower the money a tiny bit. Let's offer him a $12 million deal over 2 seasons. We'll see if he takes that. And then at tight end, I do want to add someone. No Darren Waller. No, thank you. Foster Moreau could be a good add for us. I always love bringing him in. Let's try and bring in Foster Moreau here. Let's see if he'll take a 3-year deal, and we'll lower the money a considerable amount here. So it's 3 years, $12 million for Foster Moreau. Let's see if he'll accept that. And then I really don't know if there's anyone else I want to try and add right now. We can look to bring in Thayer Mumford for competition at tackle, but honestly, probably not someone I would want on the roster. We'll give him a 3-year deal. If he takes that, he takes it. If not, it's fine. And we will see what we can do to wrap up free agency, hopefully get all 5 of those guys. Really no one else I'm interested in bringing in or taking a look at. So we'll see if we get any of them. All right, so one cut we are going to be doing is cutting Coleman Shelton. It'll save us a decent bit of money here. It'll save us $6 million. So really, more like 4.5, but still fine. And then I was looking at it, checking it out here. We could save a decent bit by cutting Matthew Stafford. Not going to do that, obviously. There's really no reason to. He only has 1 year left. He'll probably retire after this season. But if we were in a position to win now and we had a rookie quarterback already, because I don't know how the draft's going to shake out, I would probably do this. But since we don't know, I'm not going to. So we have a lot of guys that are going to need extensions next season, though. There's going to be a lot of tough decisions on who we bring back and who we don't. Emmanuel Forbes needs one. Deontay Banks needs one. Steve Avila might be back. Byron Young needs an extension. Kevin Dotson, who probably won't be back. I know I said he would be, but at 30 years old, only 1 year left on the deal, probably not. Kobe Turner needs one. Puka Nacua. Stetson Bennett won't get one. Warren McClendon Jr. will not get one. Nick Hampton, maybe. If it's a cheap deal, he'll probably be a cheap one. We'll bring back Ethan Evans just because he's a punter. Omar Spates needs a contract extension, which we had talked about. So that's our free agent class coming into next season. Omar Spates is a guy that we will get right away. We're going to extend him immediately as soon as we can in week 2 or 3, whichever one it is. We will get in there and extend him. So let's shift from that real quick. Go back to last season. Let's take a look at the stats for the season. DTR did play a couple of snaps. He's obviously not on the team anymore, but Stetson Bennett went 5 for 14, 1 touchdown in his time. Matthew Stafford, 34 touchdowns, 22 picks, almost 4,300 yards, but 4,259. Completed 62% of his passes, took 16 sacks, a long of 70 yards. Rushing the ball, Kyren Williams over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns on the season, averaged 4.9 a carry, 61.3 a game. Blake Corum just under 100 carries, got 585 yards and 6 touchdowns. So really took advantage of his opportunity, 6.1 yards per carry. Matthew Stafford had almost 100 yards and a rushing touchdown as well. Receiving, we had 2,000-yard receivers. That is amazing to see. So Puka Nacua led the way, 91 catches, 1,139 yards, 8 touchdowns. Even more impressive, Tutu Atwell, 91 catches as well, 1,109 yards and 12 touchdowns. Terrence Ferguson, 36 catches, 471 and 3 touchdowns. Jordan Whittington, 33 catches, 382 yards and a touchdown. Blake Corum had a touchdown out of the backfield as well with 243 receiving yards. Really just a fantastic season all around for our receiving core. On the defensive side of things, we saw it earlier. We talked about it, how we thought he'd be up there. 126 tackles for Omar Spates and 25 tackles for loss. I don't think I've ever seen this many TFLs before. And just for reference, Jared Verse with 28 TFLs, it would put him number 4 on the all-time TFL list for a regular season, for one season. All 3 spots ahead of him are J.J. Watt. So 28 TFLs, 6 sacks for Jared Verse. Did not lead the team, though. That is Braden Fisk with 9.5. Kobe Turner with 7.5. Devin Lloyd had 3. Ty Hamilton had 3. Byron Young had 2.5. 1.5 for Omar Spates. Quentin Lake and Chris Paul Jr. each had a sack as well. Yeah, the TFLs are insane. Mind-blowingly insane. Tackles wise, Omar Spades just had a fantastic season. I mean, there's really nothing I could say. Had 5 interceptions on the year, 2 for Lake, 2 for Witherspoon, 2 for Banks, 1 for Kinchins, Lloyd, and Verse. Jared Verse was the one he picked off the screen, took it back for a touchdown, so that was an amazing play for him. Pass deflections, had a bunch of them. Omar Spades, Devin Lloyd, and Byron Young each had 4. Forced fumbles, Omar Spades had 3. I mean, just an incredible season. He had 70 solo tackles, 57 assists, 126 total. I mean, it's mind-blowing. He had a safety. We had 2 defensive touchdowns. It was a Cameron Kinchins fumble recovery and a Devin Lloyd touchdown as well. Just a great defensive season from our team. It did not turn into making stops, though. All the TFLs just didn't really matter. The teams were scoring points on us either way. In the kicking game, Joshua Carty, we did have a field goal blocked, and we only missed 4 all season. He was really good. I put out a short the other day showing some of me missing kicks with him, so it was rough. Missed 2 in one game, had 1 blocked as well the game before, but extra points, all but 1 of them. It was more recently that he missed that. And then punting, we punted 30 times. We did go for it a lot on 4th down later in the season because we just kind of were like, whatever, if we get it, we get it. If not, we don't. But a good season all around. In the punt return game, Jarquez Hunter is there, had almost 1,000 yards, had a touchdown kick returning. And then in the punt return game, did not have a touchdown, only 7 punt returns all season long for Jarquez Hunter. So, it's something that we need to improve on. It doesn't show the fumbles in here, but he had, I believe, 5 fumbles on the season returning punts and kicks. Not good. So if Keyshawn Nixon accepts our contract, we bring him in. He will be the main return man. All right, we have a couple of things to do here at the free agency recap mark right before the draft. We can view our free agency recap, see who we got to sign, see who we missed out on, and then we have our private workouts. We're going to head in here to the recap because this will change a lot of what we want to do with our private workouts. Our signings. So we got 4 of the 5. The one we didn't get was Malik Willis. We got Keyshawn Nixon on a 1-year deal. We got Treylon Burks on a 2-year deal to add to our receiving core. Foster Moreau is on a 3-year deal. And then Thayer Mumford at tackle for some competition if we do draft a rookie. So a lot, not a lot added in free agency. Only 4 players, but we do have about 800 draft picks in this draft. So I'm not too concerned about it. I'm excited to get into the draft and see what we can do. We can check out here where some of the players around the league went. Deron Bland to the Raiders, Taylor Morton to the Seahawks, Nick Chubb is a Giant, Nick Benito is a Panther, Pacheco is a Bengal. Just a bunch of guys. Kyle Juszczyk still not signed. Chidobe Awuzie went to the Saints. Trent Brown's a Cardinal. Pat Ricard, no one. Saints for Najee Harris. So Saints loading up a little bit with veteran talent like they always do. But we'll do our scouting private workouts now. And I think that we're going to use one of them probably on Joshua Tafoya to learn more about him. I do think that is a position where I want to learn about a lot of guys. Other than that, tackle. I think that we know that Chris Flanagan is around 2 to 3 talent. We did use one of our private workouts on him earlier. But I do think it would be worth looking at some of the other guys as well in here. So let's see who we have, who we can use it on. Jorge Ramirez at a USF looks insane. So we're going to probably use one on him. So let's back out here, see, because the annoying thing is this glitch still happens where you have to find them out in this main menu. If not, you can't do different positions. You have to do one position. So we're going to see he is the number 1 center in the class as of now. So hopefully he is in the top 50. And he is. That's awesome. So we'll do Jorge Ramirez at a USF at center. And really, I'm not afraid going after older talent in the draft if it means that they're a little bit better. Obviously, that just depends what type of prospect you find, though. We'll do Joshua Tafoya as well to learn more about him. So those are 2 of our guys. We have him 60% right now. And then probably end up going tackle. to look at another, although there are a lot of receivers up here as well. See, this thing. We know Will Donald is a round 1 to 2 talent. That will not change. He is 100% scouted. Do we go after an edge rusher, potentially Carl Rogers out of Clemson? I don't think we do. Receivers tempting, but I don't think we need to worry about it. Jalen Sherwood obviously is a round 1 talent. We know that as well. I think we'll go with Ben Camarillo out of Stanford and just get a tackle on there as well. So center Jorge Ramirez, Joshua Tafoya at tight end, and then Ben Camarillo at left tackle. Those are our private workouts for the offseason. Next is the draft. So we're going to head right into the draft here. We have 2 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, a whole bunch of mid- and late-round picks this draft. Again, there is a scenario where we use those second-round picks to move back up into the first round, but that's going to depend on where the chips fall. We have the 3rd pick. I would love to take Jalen Sherwood with it, but if Will Donald is there and we have projected in the mock drafts that he goes earlier, we might have to take him at number 3. It just depends. So let's head in and see what we can do in the draft now. All right, we are here ready for the draft in our first offseason here in 2026. We're going to take one last look at our prospects here before we get into the draft. We don't know a lot about the top 3 guys. It's 2 defensive tackles and a left edge. Not really any positions in need that I want. And wow. Okay. This clears things up for us a lot as to what we want to do in the draft. So I think the priority now is probably going to be trading the second-round picks for another first. If we can get Jorge Ramirez and Joshua Tafoya, as well as Will Donald, I think that would be the perfect trio of draft picks for us to round out our first draft class. Top 5 talents. And I'm really glad we decided to look at center and look at Jorge Ramirez because, wow. A, awareness, A, impact, A, pass blocking, A, run block, A, block power, A, block finesse, pass block finesse, A, lead block. He looks incredible. I don't think I've seen a better center prospect in a Madden rebuild before that I've done. Wow. Okay. So now the thing is, where are they going to be taken? Where's the projection? 1 to 2 for both of them. So Jorge Ramirez, Joshua Tafoya. Let's check out the mock drafts and see if it has either of them top. So Will Donald has them going 5, so more than likely we are going to have to take him at 3. That's in mock draft 1. Sorry. Okay. We have mock draft 5. Okay, so they want us taking Jack Scott. I don't think it won't be him. It'll be Tafoya at tight end if we do take a tight end, which we probably will. But Jalen Sherwood going 11. That's fine. But yeah, Tafoya at 15 we can do that. We'll probably take him before that. And they have Jorge Ramirez going 21. Okay. I think we can get up there. I'd say if we can trade up to like 13 or 12, because we can get Will Donald at 3, I think our other 2 guys will be there later on. So I think that's the goal here. So let's head into the draft. Let's make the trade, and let's try and get all 3 of those players to start off our first offseason. All right, we will go ahead and pause the draft here so we have a little bit more time. We're going to skip to the 3rd pick right now and just get it out of the way. And that was Sean Lewis off the board, not one of our guys. Not one of our guys as well. So we have the 3rd pick. We're going to go ahead and make the trades right now. And I think trading up to around 12 would probably be our best case. I don't think 14. We can come back to 14. I'd love to do 11 or 12. And I think 12, if we can grab it, is going to be best case scenario here. So let's see who has 12. Go all through. It is the Packers that have 12. So let's see if we can offer them a second rounder. Let's do 2 second rounders. See if they... that's not going to be enough. We'll add in a 5th and 2 6th. Let's see if they accept this. They don't. I'm guessing it's probably going to take all 3 second rounders. Let's see if they take it with just 3 second rounders. They do. Okay. That's the trade then. We get the 12th overall pick from the Packers. In return, we send them 3 second-round picks this year. So Packers loading up. We now have 3 first-round picks. We're going to take Will Donald here with this pick. I don't want the chance of him falling. So we have both of these guys here, but Will Donald is going to be the pick to start off the draft for us. The most talented quarterback by far in this class. He is going to be our QB of the future. 6'2", 225, right-handed, out of Missouri at 21 years old. Will Donald is an LA Ram. So we'll get in here and see what he is. 48th in true value. Does have hidden dev, 90 throw power, 81 speed. Great pick. I'm happy with it. And yes, he's not going to be the highest overall right away, but the best quarterback in the class. I'm not mad about it. Now we just need to focus on getting our other 2 players. So we're going to skip here to our user pick, and hopefully at least one of them is still on the board. Sherwood did go. It looks like they're both on the board still. So we're probably going to go ahead. We're going to take Jorge Ramirez first, because I think that Jack Scott, the other tight end, is still there. He is. Okay, so a lot of tight ends are still there. So we're going to take the center first, Jorge Ramirez. Going to add him to the team. He, like I said, he looks like the best center prospect I've seen in one of these drafts. And he's the #1 player in the class. So that proves it right there. He is more than likely a generational talent. It doesn't say it. I think it normally says it in here. Easily deciphers incoming threats. Looks comfortable in pass pro. Solid base to stall power rush momentum. He looks like a dominant player. He'll probably be an 80 to 81 overall right away here. And so now we're gonna go pick by pick. Hopefully Joshua Tafoya does not go off the board here. Not yet, and we will get Joshua Tafoya as well. Another top 5 talent. He will be our new starting tight end. 21 years old, 6'4", 257 out of Notre Dame. He's the #5 talent in the draft. And that is a big pickup for us. Hidden dev, 90 speed at tight end. Looks more like a receiver. 85 change of direction, 85 agility, 91 excel. 6'4", 257. He looks like an all-around elite player for us. And our next pick isn't until the 3rd round, but honestly, if that were the only 3 picks we had in the draft, I would say we got an A+ on our draft grade. So I am very happy with that. We're going to probably look to linebacker here, but if there's someone on the board that we just can't pass up, we'll take them, but linebacker's probably going to be the pick here. We don't have a lot of guys fully scouted anymore, so we're going to have to guess a little bit more on some of these guys. Let's check out what we have at linebacker. Sam linebackers, there's really just never any on the draft classes, and yeah, linebacker is rough. Most of them going early, so we might pivot here. We might pivot here to something different. We might look to take another lineman. We might look to take a tackle here in the 3rd round. Let's see. Let's check out what we have at tackle. Kareem Jones out of UCF doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look good necessarily, so he could be someone. Oh, we need to pause the draft. There we go. I don't know why that did that. Okay. Go back in here now. But yeah, there's not really too much that I'm excited about. Let's see at right tackle what we have left. Tony Freeman out of LSU doesn't look terrible either. Is guard a position we could look to have someone at? Joe Barrett out of Florida State doesn't look bad. A, impact blocking. B, elite change of direction at guard. I think Joe Barrett is going to be our pick here at guard. Probably won't start for us right away, but you don't really expect that from a 3rd round pick. So we're going to go ahead and take him and just kind of hope that he's a project we can work on in the future. And 74 in true value, got him at 86, so not bad. Does have hidden dev, 89 strength. So starting an offensive lineman, and I always preach this in all of my other rebuilds and stuff like that, starting an offensive lineman with at least star dev with the hidden dev trait is huge, because developing offensive linemen is so much more easier when you have that star dev right away. It just gives them such a boost. So we'll skip here to the 4th round with our next pick. See what we can do in the 4th round. Might be looking at a best player available situation for the rest of the draft here. When we do have Evan Aldridge, a will linebacker out of UTSA. Elite excel, elite change of direction at linebacker. B man, B zone, B awareness. I mean, honestly, it doesn't look bad. He's not a pass rusher. Let's go ahead and take Evan Aldridge here at linebacker and see if we have something with him. 317 in true value, not the worst. Does have hidden dev though, so more than likely be in that 70 to 75 overall range, but does have hidden dev. Doesn't look terrible. Obviously, never going to be a pass rusher, but a good coverage linebacker I think we can develop into something serviceable for us. If not, he'll just be a good backup, good depth piece. So we'll head on to the 5th round here and see what we can add on. Darius Patton out of Alabama is here in the 5th round. B awareness, A impact blocking, excuse me. A lead block. Probably another project. We'll go ahead and take a waiver on him and take him here in the 5th round. 291 in true value, not bad. Normal dev, 84 strength. Doesn't look terrible, doesn't look the best. Just competition. We picked up Thayer Mumford in free agency, but can't hurt to have too many tackles going into the new season. Really don't have a big tackle that we can rely on, so having depth is not a bad thing at all. Might look at wide receiver here, see if we have anything worth of noting left. DeMarcus Simpson out of Wisconsin comes up first. A catching, B catching traffic. Elite excel, elite change of direction. Ran a 4.51 and then a 4.45. Doesn't look bad. We'll go ahead and take him here. And then I think probably if we have another pick, it will be a linebacker. 27 in true value. Hands made of glue, tracks and secures ball with defenders closing in, and quick burst creates separation on short routes. Hidden dev 91 speed. What did we just find in the 6th round? A catching, B short route, D spectacular catch, B catching traffic, A to C kick return, F deep route, but he is the number 27 ranked true value player in the draft. Okay. I don't really know what to think about this. Not exactly sure what to think. That's a strange combination of attribute levels with his draft value. And it's a solid draft class. But first off, I want to look at DeMarcus Simpson out of Wisconsin, a 75 overall slot archetype receiver in the 6th round. And it was Jonathan Weber, quarterback out of UTEP, that we took in the 6th round when we accidentally simulated the pick. So we'll have another quarterback on the roster, which is fine. But this is what we wanted to see. Will Donald is a 74. Jorge Ramirez is an 82 overall. And then Joshua Tafoya a 79. Joe Barrett's a 72. Has hidden dev, so not bad at all. I think this is a really solid draft class from us. I'm not mad about it at all. I think we addressed a bunch of needs on the team. Linebacker is still a big need, so there might be a situation where we pick up a guy in free agency here before the season starts. But I think overall we're in a really good spot going into the season. Tafoya is going to be a huge one at tight end with 90 speed. Jorge Ramirez up the middle is going to be a good blocking center for us. And then Will Donald, if he sees the field at all, great. If not, he can sit and learn behind Stafford for a year. So we'll see. I don't really think there's going to be a quarterback competition. I think that it's Stafford's job until he loses it. He deserves at this point in his career to be the starter. So we are going to go ahead and advance here to week 1 of the preseason and start our 2nd season here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy and you are enjoying the franchise and all the episodes, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment letting me know what you want to see in the 2nd season, who you want to start at quarterback, maybe some position battles you want to see, and I will see you guys in the next one.